Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Press Pause with Jouhayna. On today's episode, I have somebody who I literally slid in her DMs and she said she'll come on the show. Coral Stevens.
They slid in her DMs. I like that.
I did slide into
a man
DMs.
for once.
Yeah, exactly. It's me.
It's a nice lady.
No. Okay, so the way that we usually start, before we even introduce who you are, but in my opinion, you're famous here in Dubai.
Oh,
yes.
cute.
So we started the rapid fire round, and I'll say random words, and you just tell me the first thing to pop into your head.
Okay.
Okay, it's a 1 minute sound timer, so I'll just roll that. When it's done, we're done.
Okay.
Unless we're really vibing.
Yeah.
Okay. Color.
Pink.
Hobby.
Netball.
Month.
January.
Person.
My boyfriend.
Love. Animal.
Dog.
Destination.
Bali.
Dessert.
Chocolate mousse.
Board game.
Monopoly.
Oh, you're so good at this. Guilty pleasure.
Oh, chocolate.
Book.
Oh, I don't read much. Matilda.
Oh, cute. Car.
Oh, Lambo.
Social media.
Instagram.
Podcast.
Johanna, press pause.
Oh. Emoji.
Wink.
Emotion.
Happiness.
Your happy place.
Bed.
Oh, girl, same. Day of the week.
Friday.
Bucket list item.
Oh, like as in something I want in my life.
Just whatever comes into your head.
Oh, that's hard. I just bought it. Sunglasses.
Oh, yep. They're featured on the show.
I just wanted new sunglasses. I was like, I'm going to buy it.
I love it.
Yeah,
and we're out of time.
done.
I think you were the quickest guest so far.
Oh, thanks.
Because most people pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've already got it in my head.
Girl,
I'm
you
like,
got it. You know what you like.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's excellent. Do you feel warmed up? Pun
Yeah.
intended?
Fine. Yeah.
Excellent. So the name of the podcast is called Press Pause.
Okay.
So if we were to quite literally press pause on your life right now, what does it look like?
No, I'm joking. Press pause right now. What does my life look like? So it's a bit difficult summers because it's a bit of a weird time of year. So it depends on the type of month and the year with social media.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm quiet. I would say I'm a little bit anxious because I'm like, this is my full-time job and my income. It's my only stream of income at the moment. So I feel like I'm a little bit anxious. I'm taking it a bit slower because I know September, October is going to ramp up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to the gym quite a lot. I'm trying to keep up my steps. I just got back from the UK on August the 10th. I landed and I did like 20,000 steps a day when I was home. Like we literally walk everywhere and I'm trying to continue that. So like this morning I went to the gym. I got home. I washed my hair. I got my makeup. I always have to get ready a lot, which takes a lot of time. I came here and then, so that's like my day actually the last like few days. I've only had like one collaboration this week. I've got one tomorrow. I'd say 2 or 3 a week, whereas my busiest times can be like 3 times a day. Yeah, so yeah,
That's good. So this is your press pause moment.
yeah. I feel like trying to be a bit healthier. Yeah, I had a blood test not long ago, and I did have high cholesterol. And at 33, that's not great. So all them meals eaten out have really done some damage.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, all them high cheese and calorific meals. So I'm really trying to have a little bit of a healthier lifestyle. Yeah,
That's good. Inshallah, it all works out.
I hope so. Yeah.
And honestly, the awareness and knowing is half the problem solved because now you can do something about it.
Yeah, and it's always in the back of my mind, but I'm like, and I kind of wish that when I went back to the UK, I remember like they have the calories on everything, and that actually makes your life so much easier.
It makes it easier, but then also I'm just like, I really wanted to eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, how does this one dish that I didn't think about before have like 2,000 calories in it?
Yeah.
It's
I
wild.
think if Dubai did that, a lot of restaurants would have to change their menu a big amount because some burgers I've seen like you inject the cheese and stuff, but
Yes.
you're looking at like 2,000 calories probably for one dinner. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I wish that would be something we could bring in eventually, like calories on everything, Yeah.
That would definitely help. I mean, for me personally, like growing up, I was very calorie conscious. And then when I stopped doing it, I did put on a little bit more weight, but also it stresses me out looking at calories personally.
Yeah.
Like it really does. I'm like,
Yeah. In England, it's so obvious. It's like, I remember trying to reach for, like, going for a pastry, and I was like, oh, no, that's 500 calories. Like, I then chose something else. Just like, some things you don't realize are less than,
you choose to substitute it.
Yeah. So it's just helpful sometimes to just know, I just wish sometimes Dubai would have that maybe one day.
Yeah. Inshallah.
Gonna start it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Go like, I'll collaborate with you, but tell me the calories.
Yeah.
And you just like include it at the bottom.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that would definitely help, especially if you're like on a journey to better your health and be more calorie aware.
Yeah.
It definitely would help.
Yeah, because I hate tracking. I've had like every fitness guru under the sun trying to help me. And the first thing they say is, MyFitnessPal, you need to track. And I just haven't got time for that. Like, it's scanning everything, writing it down. I find it really mundane and I find that really difficult. Yeah.
And it's stressful. Like, it stresses me out to log food or even my spending. Like, I'm just like... So
just tap. We'll just see what happens.
We'll see what happens at the end of the month. Oh no!
Yeah. No, I love Dubai in a sense. So whereas England don't do this, Emirates, I'm with Emirates MBD banking. That's a great promo for everyone. But they literally text you every time you spend and tell you. Whereas England don't do that. It's like a surprise.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, no, the bank I'm with definitely don't. Maybe some do, but not with I'm with. And it's really nice because you're constantly on track. You know, so that's good.
True. That is good.
Yeah.
So how would you introduce yourself?
My name is Coral. I am 33 years old and I'm from the United Kingdom. And I feel like everyone's that question, how long have you been in Dubai? You know?
Yeah.
So I'm actually going into my 7th year living in Dubai. Yeah, that's how I'd introduce myself normally. Yeah. Do you want more?
No, that's more than enough. So like, let's say if we were to remove the titles,
okay,
like, how would you introduce yourself as well?
Okay. I think I'm quite a charismatic, fun, happy person. Positive. I enjoy content creation.
Yes.
I enjoy freedom. Like, I think that's been the biggest part of my life is that I feel free. I'm not working for yourself is just so much nicer. Yeah. So I feel like there's a glow in me. I'm just a lot happier because I'm not constrained by what I can do in my life. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You've done something that really it inspired me. And that's why, like, even when I invited you to the show, I was like, the journey that you took really inspired me, how you had to shift in careers. And it's almost controversial, especially like here, because it's like, how are you going to do this? And even with content creators, people that come from abroad, they come here and they're like, oh, it's not similar to what it's like abroad.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's still pretty fresh here, even though
fresh, it's
still establishing. So kudos to you.
Thank you. I do get a lot of messages from like some huge bloggers and content creators that come over and they want like, I didn't know who they are, but they are huge. And then they're like, do you want to meet you for coffee? And I'm like, why? Everyone wants your knowledge. Everyone wants your contacts, you know. I don't mind helping people and guiding people, but I do feel like it's a city that you need to do your own networking and you need to establish that, you know. And the only way you do that is by being chatty, kind, sweet, you know. I don't want to recommend someone for something and actually they're a really horrible person. They haven't done the job. I've done that. And I've recommended friends and actually they've been like, not done the job. And I was like, like, why would you do that, you know? So you have to I just keep myself to myself a little bit more now so than I used to. That's
wise. You do have to be selective because also the version of themselves that they are with you is different to who you're promoting or the role that they have to fulfill. So for example, if it's a friend, they're probably a great friend but not a great, and then whatever it is you delegate, like recommended them for. And that's also something I learned and I was like, ooh. Yeah, you might be a really nice person and definitely. But I just so if you want to know how I started content creation, I think that's natural, like how I began. Yeah. I just thought whenever I went back to England, I'd go to like the pub and they'd be like, oh, if you live in Dubai, don't you get your head chopped off, you can't hold hands and you can't do this, you can't drink alcohol. And I'd be like, what? Where are you hearing this from? You know, like, unfortunately, Western media is not always painting the UAE or Arab countries in the best light. East. Yeah, and I really disagree with that. And it really makes me angry because it's such a welcome country. And I felt like there wasn't anyone kind of making videos on what to do in Dubai from a Western perspective to show people, because I can promote alcohol. I can promote everything. You know, I'm not religious. So for me, I can actually promote anything. So I felt like, you know, this is the time. And I had friends always asking me for itineraries. Like my family would come and I love researching stuff. It's what I love to do. I love finding out the best business lunch. I love finding out the best mountain to climb in the UAE, you know? And I would like write itineraries and people be like, can I have your itinerary? My family are coming over. Can I have it? So I started, you know, sharing them. And then I thought, why am I not putting this into video format? I'm a visual learner and I feel like lots of people like visuals more than a written guide or something, you know. True. And I thought, let's just start making videos. And the pinnacle for me, I was a bit lucky. So people trying to make a break for it, I did have an advantage. Expo. Okay. So I started making videos at Expo. And I feel like
every time I hashtag Expo, it was like 300,000 views, 100,000 views. I feel like the UAE really wanted Expo on the map. And I think any content that was put out towards Expo, it just went so viral.
Oh, that's
like,
great.
Yeah, my videos were horrendous. They weren't even good. Like they had the idea, like free coffee at this pavilion at Expo. And then I thought, okay, well, let's start making videos about other things to do in Dubai. It's going so well. And I started doing it and it just blew up. Like, yeah, it literally blew up.
Because even for me, like and even when I emailed you, I was like, oh, I'd really love to have you on the show. I was like, you actually impact all my days off without realizing. Because I'm like, all right, my best friend Sarah, I'm like, where are we going to business lunch? DXB.
Let's have a look.
Let's
to get better at organize them because I do put them in the highlights normally, but I've got really slack on doing that, so I need to do that better.
I'm just waiting for you to get like famous enough to have an app. This is what I'm waiting for.
See, I see people doing apps. I see it. And then I don't know. You know what? I've got some friends, they own an app quite successful in Dubai. And they were saying how many apps fail. And actually, it's really hard to do a successful app. And it needs a lot of money to go into an app. I just feel like, I don't know if it's, unless it's going to like change people's lives, they've got to use it on a daily basis. It's
like Entertainer, like
the Entertainer.
Like Entertainer on like something similar to that.
Yeah, like that's a fantastic app. So is, you know, my friend's own 𝐿𝐶XB, it's a fantastic app. Free, you get free stuff. But it's just, I think I feel like a lot of it's been done.
Yeah,
you know,
fair enough.
Yeah, I feel like apps. Even though some content creators have bought one out recently, and it's like AI generated. I've seen it, and it tells you where to go in Dubai, like down to your preferences. You'll put like a Netflix, you know, when you put like the movies in, and then it will tell you where you should go in Dubai. So I just think it's a bit done. Yeah,
it is a bit done. Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be hard. The amount of money it costs to put into an app. I don't know if you'd get that return. You know.
Oh, fair.
You're talking hundreds of thousands.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I'm like, it's like a website.
No, it's hundreds of thousands.
That's good to know, and it's good to know for other people as well who are interested in creating an app as well.
Yeah, it's mega money into app. Yeah.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, unless you can do it yourself and learn. But I'm not really tech like that. No, I would need someone.
I'm the queen of delegation.
Yeah.
Like even to do this show, I'm like, who can I hire to do everything other than I just do my makeup and hang out with a guest?
Love that.
That's it.
I need to get better at that. I'm such a control freak still. I'm like, I will do all my video editing. I just can't let go. Yeah, I can't let go. It's my baby. I created it. And I feel like if I had a video editor starting to make my videos, I feel like people would be able to tell.
I think it depends.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like Lily Singh on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, like there was a short form video of hers that I watched, and she's like, I need to be the dumbest person amongst the people that are around me that are working on what I like her content creation.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, she also held on to the editing, and she's like, I'm going to keep the edits. I'm going to work on them. And then she found an editor who matches her style and is really good at editing. And then now it frees her up to do so much more.
Stuff. I do need to do that because my life is like, I have guilt as well. Like I like to post every day, but obviously we're quieter because it's July and August. And then I'm like, I haven't got content to post. I don't want to post just for the sake of it. So like today I've not posted, and I'm like, oh, Friday's a good time and a day, and I'm like guilty for not posting a video. And also I've not got as much time. Like I want to go to the gym, and I'm just slowing it down a bit. But then I did hear the algorithm is favoring videos when you're not posting every day now.
Oh,
like
fair.
more like 3 or 4 times a week, not so regular. So I feel like I can take a bit of a breath, you know, like not post every single day because it's really exhausting.
It is really exhausting.
Yeah.
Like even when I decided to start the podcast, I was like, I need to find a scheduler because I don't want to think about the time I'm posting and everything. So it sends all the collaborations to the guests and everything, and it's automated. I just dedicate like one day.
Yeah.
Like either every 2 weeks or every 1 month, depending on how much content I've recorded.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And then I just let it go out, and people think I'm so active on social media and everything, which the plannable is not me, but the website I use.
So I would love to schedule, but then I have to, a lot of the time my reels, I have to add as a collaborator and things like that. And there's some things that when you schedule, it doesn't come up. So like number one is a collaboration. Sometimes it doesn't do it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's updated recently Instagram, but before you could not add a collaborator at the time of scheduling. Like things like topics, they would delete basically when you schedule. So unfortunately, I don't schedule anything.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'll show you.
I do.
I'll show you the website that I use.
Maybe it's better, yeah.
And then you can see if it like aligns. For me, I found it was really annoying to work with Instagram, but it's great for like TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn.
Yes, and most money
So it
Instagram.
helped me with that.
Yeah, so scheduling, I normally do everything live. Like it's like, right, we're going ahead now, post Coral, you know. So Yeah, so even down to the time, and I'm often there doing it there and then. If it's like not paid content, it might be humor, my own content, it doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
I feel like when it's paid, I'm definitely like, yeah, really on it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, because you've built a business out of this.
Yeah, you have to. I'm really like, I think I've got a very good reputation in Dubai being a content creator with agencies and people. Like, don't get me wrong, if you're going to delay my payment, I'm coming for you. But yeah, like,
I'll also come with you.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I do get aggy about, which is fair enough. I think.
No, it's your right.
Yeah, it's your right. Honestly, I would say that is the worst part of the job.
Okay.
Money up to 6 months I've waited for.
No, that's so unfair.
Isn't it? Like, you've done the job. Like, some people even ask you to come and collect it in check, which just blows my mind. They're like already 2 months late, and they're like, come collect it in check. And I'm like, I think I lost my mind not long ago. And I wrote an email back, and I was like, I am not a dog. I will not come and collect that check.
Yeah.
Just letting you know, I have better things to do in my life.
Exactly. You've already delivered the work.
We've already done the invoice. My bank details are on there. Like, what is the problem? Like, you know. So I do get a bit sassy when it comes to that. But what was my point before that? I can't even remember.
So this is
I was like, money.
That's how I function as well. You're talking about the downside of it.
Yeah. So that's the only part. No, I think I have a really good reputation with most agencies here. Because of my teaching background, I'm organized. Like, if they say, Coral, we want it done by then, I'm really fast at getting it done. I meet my deadlines, and, you know, working in a little bit of marketing myself, that is not something people do. It's actually shocking. I got to see the other side of how content creators actually act. They actually never knew it was me, like, inviting them to stuff. And, like, you've got content creators out there. I wouldn't call them content creators. I call them wasters.
Wow.
Fake follower and wasters. And honestly, we'd invite them to like a brunch or something, and they just wouldn't turn up. They wouldn't do their content. They wouldn't even do stories. They wouldn't even, if you agreed to do a reel and you're like a micro blogger, like when I had like 25,000 followers, I was like doing stuff for free because you're at a point you're trying to
building
build
it up.
Yeah. And honestly, they wouldn't even do a reel, but they've taken the how much that brunch would have cost, maybe for them and 2 friends or 3 friends. It's probably like near on 2,000 dirham, you know. And I just couldn't believe how many people don't actually do with their ass. Like, but they'll take.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, they'll take and then they don't do. So I think it's quite easy in the UAE to be successful because I actually do what I'm asked.
Yeah,
and I go
exactly.
above and beyond. I'm a perfectionist. So, yeah.
I feel you. I'm the same.
Yeah, I do it, and I do it to a really high standard.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Legit. I go to your page to determine what I'm doing on my 4 days off.
Thank you.
If I'm not shooting.
See that, guys? That's why you need to pay me for collabs.
Exactly.
Asking me for barter collaborations because, like,
Yeah.
loads of people tell me how, like, my videos, I know they don't go as viral as some people's. Some people do more like storylines, and that's not really me. I'm not that person that's gonna be
It
like,
should be authentic to you.
yeah, it's not like, oh my god, I've run out of this and I'm gonna go here because this. That's just not my style. It's like, I've gone there, and I also can only really work with brands if it if it suits me and my lifestyle, you know. Like,
Exactly.
I got a lady recently, she wants to promote a hair brand, but the hair, I couldn't wear the hair because it's not for my hair type. So it's like, I don't know how we're going to work together because
Exactly.
I'm technically the model. I need to try it out. And there's a lot of people I have to say, I'm really sorry, I can't do this because I can't actually try it out or something like that, you know?
have to be able to vouch for it because
Yeah.
if you're going to create content for it, then you need to know how it works so you can
Yeah.
best promote it.
Yeah, like I had a hotel collab recently. I obviously can't say names and stuff, but they were like, yeah, just come in. You don't need to stay the night. You just do the, like, da-da-da-da-da. And, like, they weren't like, they're just like, just do it. It was paid.
Okay.
And they were like, you know, you just go there, do what you got to do. But you don't need to stay. And I was like, no, I want to stay. Even though, like...
You have to experience it.
Yeah, I was like, I have no time for this, to be honest. I don't really want to stay, but I need to experience this. I need to get out for breakfast. I need to see what the buffet's like, you know, because my content is really genuine and we don't accept a lot, to be honest. Probably 1 in 20 collabs we actually accept because either they're really small businesses and they say, can we work with you? And I'm like, guys, I'm really sorry. At this point, I'm really expensive. Like, don't be asking bloggers with 100,000 followers or more to work with you for like barter or for very small amounts because it's not going to happen. You have to know your price, you know?
Exactly.
I recommend them. I'm like, go use these guys if you're a little business and, you know, go use free bloggers for now. Oh, and then companies come into you and stuff. I say go to like micro bloggers. I actually suggest that. Yeah, if it comes to me, I'll let you know. But yeah, that's a hard part as well. Is always telling companies, oh, real estate. I get so much real estate. Like, please help. I'll give you some commission if you can sell this, but I just don't believe in it. Like, I don't.
It doesn't align with anything that you post.
Nothing.
Though.
But some of the blocks are beautiful. Like, a man literally sent me one yesterday, and I'd probably invested it myself. Like, I was like, wow, it has a rainforest inside. Like, it looked really cool. But I was like,
awesome.
I can't do it until I'm actually experiencing it. So I think some companies might find that hard, because a lot of people will get a product and just be like, you know, oh, I used it, it was great. Well, actually, if I can't use it, what's the point, you know?
Exactly.
If I can't, real estate, I don't know what that agent's going to be like, you know. I can't recommend them, or I can't say this is a great block because I've not lived in it myself, you know.
Yeah, and you wouldn't know what the maintenance is like and stuff like that, because it's a big thing.
Yeah, I even had one recently with some supplements, and I really don't like working with supplements because I'm not a doctor.
Exactly.
I don't know what, and I cannot tell people what to put in their bodies, but I really had to fight for like different things that I could advertise that I didn't believe would do any harm to people. Like, I can't really name the products because the video's not even out yet, but you'll see it. And they were giving me some items. So I was like, no. And I was doing research. It's like, lawsuit against that company. And I was like, guys, I'm not going to promote this. I don't care how viral it is. So I've done things that I know I've done the research personally into it. And I'll do like some really deep research before I even say on my page, like, that's okay to take or do, you know?
Yeah.
Because you have a big responsibility.
It is a very big responsibility. Yeah. And like to a certain extent as well, you're a role model to people, and you don't know like what young children are watching your stuff. They're like, oh, I want to be like her. Oh, she seems like she's thriving. Oh, I really want to have whatever she's having. Yeah. You said that coffee is good. That's the only coffee I'll drink. Yeah. You just never know who's following and all of that. And
now people are like, oh, you only say stuff is good. If something's that bad, I won't post it and I'll send the money back, or like, I won't take it. I've had a one before. I can't name it again because it'll be really bad. I can't even say what object it was. And I can't really say because everyone would know. But basically, every influencer collabed with them. It was quite a big campaign. And what they told me that object did, it didn't. And it literally broke on me. And I then had to I was like, guys, I'm not promoting this. And they were like, but, oh no, it only happened to you. And actually, when I met up with a few bloggers a couple weeks later, I was like, oh, I saw you did the campaign. They said this item was, this. But I saw, did that happen to you? And they were like, yeah, that happened to us. And they still chose to promote it.
No,
so,
that's not nice.
Yeah, there's some things I'm like, I will send the money back and I just won't do it. So
it's really refreshing to hear that you're authentic and you do all this research and it's like with intention and it's thoughtful.
Yeah.
So
there'll always be something I miss. Like, you try to do so much research, but I'm sure doctors or someone else might have more research than me. But I've done my best on the internet to like find out what I'm promoting before I promote it,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Reliable.
I could be a millionaire, but we turn a lot down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just for your well-being.
And I would get haters. I would. Like, my followers, I love them. A lot of them aren't even followers. Those that comment negatively aren't even followers. But you've always got your Karens out there that'll be like, well, I did this and it didn't work. And you're always going to have people that have a different experience to you.
Exactly.
The chef might have been bad that day, or their food taste isn't up to yours. But I like to think I've got
COVID affected their taste buds.
Yeah.
You never know.
I like to think I'm a bit of a foodie. Like, come on, guys, I'm a foodie, And like, I think I know what is a good meal in Dubai and not a good meal. Like, yeah. On my earlier days, I probably did some campaigns for place. I'm like, I wouldn't do that now, because you get more reliable, you get more bigger, and you think, okay, yeah, I've got to really think about what I'm doing. Yeah,
exactly. And it's very important, like how you associate yourself and your name and your brand as well. And I learned that lesson myself. So you do have to be a lot more selective.
You do.
So yeah. And then, okay, so tell me how you got into content creation. Like, how did you have that shift? We know the why, but how did it happen?
My first ever viral video I can talk about, maybe. So I was at Expo. Again, I love Expo so much. Like, I want it back. Basically, there was like a Squid Game. You remember Squid Game, the Netflix show? And basically, they'd done like a fake game and you had to play it as a person.
I remember this.
Yeah, you remember seeing the video?
Yeah.
It literally was me playing the game. Barely nothing. It was like literally just a bit of content rubbish. And it's like my worst video ever. And I won. But there was a box of goodies given to you at the end. And I think it was by Korea, because Korea owns Squid Game. I can't remember. I think
the
country.
I think Squid Game is Korean.
But the box was so generous. It was like really decent stuff in it. And I did like a box reveal as part of the video, and it just got 300,000 views like overnight. Nice. Yeah. And I was like, okay, this gave me a buzz. I've got a really addictive personality. And I think everyone, if you get a viral video, you will know the feeling. There's like an addictive, you want to do more. You're like, whoa, like the people have seen it and it's hard to know what to do next. You either go with it or you don't. And I think I'll always say go with it, you know.
For sure.
If you've gone viral, repeat. Whatever went viral, repeat that, you know, in different ways. So that was that. And then how did I make the shift? So I was teaching. I taught for 10 years until I left in February 2023. I taught 5 years in the UK and 5 years in the UAE. 4 schools across my career. I also have a 4-year education degree, bachelor education, qualified 5 years old to 11 years old. So that was my problem.
Oh, that was
the problem because I didn't like teaching.
Okay.
I'm very good at it, and I really am, which is weird because I didn't like it. I'm good at something. I'm a believer though that no matter what job you do, even if you don't like it, you got to show up. You're being paid for it. Do it.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Put 110% in every day or just don't be there, you know?
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Literally on the same.
Yeah.
Same principle.
And I kind of thought if I move schools, if I do this, it will change. It will get better, you know? So I moved abroad and I thought it will get better. It didn't get better. So I think I tried it and I just, you know, I thought, okay, so it wasn't like I wanted to get out. What I would say of content creation is don't start content creation to get out of your job. Do it for something you love to do and your passion. So I started 𝐷XB out of a passion to show people that speak normally English speakers, because whoever follows me, I don't put Arabic subtitles or anything. So I really wanted to show people that there's more to do in the UAE and Middle East and the Arab countries, really, that more meets the eye. You know, everyone says Dubai is this concrete fake city. It's got such a bad rep on the internet from the rest, especially UK and the rest of the world. I'm like, guys, you are dumb. Like, there's some beautiful mountains in the UAE, like the beach, like, not everything's man-made, guys. Like, it's really not. There's so much beautiful stuff here. Exactly. And I really wanted to show that. So while I was teaching, this happened, when was Expo? October 2021, I started creating content. So you can see I did like a year and a half really before I left my job.
Okay.
And I was, you know, working, and I had to stay anonymous because my face wasn't in my content at first because of school.
Oh, okay.
A lot of schools will tell you have to have a private Instagram account. You need to lock it down.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because teaching, that's what I also don't like about teaching, is it's not just a job, it's a moral responsibility in your like society or community, I would say.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's a lot of things you can't really do or put on social media because there's people watching you, parents, children. You're not just a teacher, you're a teacher in your whole life, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Social media wasn't a thing like that. We had Facebook, but it wasn't as big as it is now when I was a student.
Yeah.
But I've seen some of the things my teachers did outside of school because we all lived in the same like city.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't feel like they aligned with that.
Yeah. So that's even the hardest thing, you know. Sometimes you want to go out, you're in your hometown, you're having the best time of your life, and it's like, hi, you're my teacher's, you know, you teach my son or daughter. And you're just like, you've always got that responsibility kind of. So I started anonymous on my Instagram. With TikTok at first I started. They quick grow you a little bit more, TikTok. I think they want you to get addicted to the app of posting. So I've worked out that brand new creators, when you open an account, if you're doing even just like mediocre content, they'll push you straight away. And then what they'll do is make it harder to go more viral. That's what I believe anyway. TikTok, let me know if I've worked you out, your algorithm. I don't know. But so then basically that was going really well. And the reason the name 𝐷XB comes from me actually being a teacher and having a really good time in my life. And my colleagues, I was like head of year 4. So I was actually their boss. And they'd be like, oh, I'd come in a bit tired. You know, I'd gone out the night before or whatever. Never hungover ever, but you know, I like to go out. I still like to do stuff, whether that was dinner, an activity. You know, I was always tired because I like to live my life as well, you know.
Of course.
And I'd come in the next day and my friends would go, oh, it's 𝐷XB's biggest hun walking through, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I always had the long extensions, the bag, probably a little legally blonde look, you know, like the makeup done, you know. And it's like, all right, 𝐷XB's biggest hun. And I always knew everyone. I had my fingers in all pies, good connections in Dubai. And they were always like that, and that's where the name come from. And I thought it's a bit of a joke, you know, it's funny. I'll call it 𝐷XB. So I started TikTok. That got to about 20,000 followers, I'd say. And then companies started sharing them, like Golf Bars, Loving Dubai, and I couldn't be credited because you can't credit on Instagram, you can't tag TikTok.
Oh,
so I was they were like, oh, 𝐷XB, but from TikTok, but not on Instagram. So I was like, I think maybe I should start an Instagram account that's the same and reflects both. So then what I started doing, I was lucky again in a way, because if you know about social media, TikTok and Instagram are kind of always in that competition with each other. So I then started downloading all my TikTok videos and putting them straight onto Instagram, and they were going so viral because whenever you take a video from TikTok and put it on Instagram, it seems to automatically go viral because they like it. They like that you're using content in a way, weirdly, at that time. So they were going super viral. And yeah, the followers just grew. I literally was sleeping like 3-4 hours a night, teaching, content creation, going out, doing things, going to free meals. I think my first ever free meal, I was so excited. I drove all the way to Abu Dhabi for one free meal. Can you imagine? I was like, oh my goodness, it's my first free meal. And now I'd be like, no way, you're paying for this.
Exactly.
But now, that time, I was like, oh my God, they invite me for a free meal. And it was at a place called Central in Abu Dhabi. It's like an American burger bar. And I remember it was Easter Sunday. And I think it was 2022. I think 2022. Yeah. So it was like nearly 2 years ago, my first free meal. And that was just like it for me. And yeah, I just went crazy. I never stopped.
I love that.
Yeah, there we go.
That's so awesome that you had that shift. So if we go rewind, why did you choose to study teaching in the first place? Just because you were good at it?
Mom and dad. No. So I know I feel like when you're a young kid, because what do you do every day? You go to school. So I used to replicate that. I've got 2 younger sisters, and I'd come home, and we had a scanner back in the day. It was like a new machine, and I'd make worksheets by hand.
Oh, wow.
I would scan them, and I'd make my sisters do them when they get home,
That.
And I was very like a natural leader, and every parents' evening, it would be like, Coral's good at everything. There's not really one thing she excels at. She's like above average in everything, but not one thing. Always an all-rounder, So when it came to like choosing my next like subjects for university, it was like, okay, I actually was either going to do law or teaching, which is very different, I know. I really enjoyed law as an A-level, and I went and did experience in both. I went to a law firm, I did like solicitor kind of experience, and I went to a school and I did school experience. And obviously they're going to make the school look a lot nicer, When you're the helper in a school, you're just doing like, you can paint with the kids, why don't you do that on the side, or read with them? And that's honestly what I thought being a teacher was like.
Okay.
And that's what they kind of made training out to be like. And then the real world hit, and yeah, it's just very intense.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's a big responsibility, as you said.
You know what? If when teaching, if they just cut the bull, I'm not going to say the rest of the word. If they just cut the bull out, which is the paperwork, the rubbish, like some people be like, the paperwork's so useful. I'm sorry, if that paperwork does not make a difference to them children's lives, which most of the time it doesn't, because it doesn't get implemented, because you haven't got the resources to implement it, such as staffing, what's the point in doing it, And there's so many people, I feel like, I can't say Dubai, UK, but obviously a lot of people I feel like Dubai is more fluid. People come and go more quickly.
True.
I feel like they're staying longer now, but there's a lot of people that kind of want to prove themselves. So like, I have a new idea. I have a new planning format. I have a new template. And it's just constant change all the time. And it's like, do we really need a meeting for an hour about a planning template that's not going to make any difference to anything? Just because you like it your way and your OCD, not my problem, I feel there's just a lot of that doesn't need to be there. If they strip that away, the job would be a lot nicer if they let teachers actually teach,
Yeah, because I do love to teach, but there is a little bit of paperwork. It's not that drastic.
Yeah.
But for me, I actually like so I like paperwork. I know it sounds so strange, but I love to document everything.
Yeah.
Because especially in air traffic control, I like to document everything thoroughly so that, like, let's say if my student's having a bad day, and then that like brings down their performance, then we can go back and see, okay, you were doing really good on this day, so this is a fluke that you were having a bad day. So I enjoy paperwork, but I see it as a way to armor myself, and but it helps my students. So as long as it helps, then that's,
as long as
that's
it
what
helps,
matters.
you could write your own notes, but a lot with teachers about consistency. It's like, no, we need your notes in the same way as everyone else's, It's very like I don't know, my experience was it was very dictatorship kind of working environment. That's just not for me. And you know what, I didn't even leave teaching to go into content creation full time. I was not ready. I actually got headhunted to be head of marketing for a company.
Okay.
Just based off my Instagram. So it just shows you having like some ideas and doing something different could actually give you a job. Like literally, this guy was watching me. He could see what I was doing, and he was like, you're going to be perfect for my company. So I left teaching to do that straight away. And it went really well. And I learned so much. And it was really great to go into like the restaurant food industry side of things. But then my blogging was taken off. And at that point, I knew I could go solo. So I get a lot of messages, saying, 𝐾𝐨, I'm really unhappy in my job. Normally teachers, and they want to leave. And I say, please don't leave just now. Because people think I did this overnight.
Yeah.
They think it just was like, oh, I'm going to leave my job and be a content creator. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
Until I say I could earn. I know this might be a lot to some people. I'm sorry if it, but until I earned the same kind of as teaching. So I said to myself, if I can earn 10,000 dirham a month, which is actually less than teaching, a salary. But I said, if I can earn that by content creation regularly, I'm going to leave.
Okay.
And I could do that at that point. And I was like, right, now I'm ready to leave. And it wasn't easy, guys. Like, if you're a teacher in the UAE, you know that you get given accommodation. So when you leave that job, it's taken away from you, everything. So I slept on friends' sofas. I've slept in spare rooms for a good 6 months between people's houses. I sold everything. I had the nicest furniture.
I remember seeing that. You were like, I'm selling this, I'm selling
this. And I had the nicest furniture.
You did.
I had this because it was like COVID. Everyone moved away in COVID. I got so much nice stuff. And it was like this pillowed princess cream bed. And it was literally, I had to sell it for 700 dirham. And it was worth so much. It was so nice. And I've always promised myself now, until I buy in Dubai, I'm not buying any furniture. That's my new rule.
Exactly.
Yeah, until I buy... Because, things are so fluid here. They change so much. And I did have to downgrade. I went from a lovely one-bed apartment in Habital City, by the way, which is such a nice place to live. I'm selling it, but I lived there. And it was so nice. I would move back like that. I loved it. And I ended up going to, literally a box room. A room with a tiny little, it's not even a studio. I would say it is a hotel room.
Yeah.
With a tiny washing machine. And I did that. And I've only just upgraded now. I still live in a studio. I don't live in my dream villa yet, because now I'm earning my own money. I know it sounds weird. I was earning my own money in teaching, but it was salaried. And when they give you the allowance, it feels like I don't know why you feel like this, but you feel like you've got to spend it all, or that's your money. If I've got 70,000, I'm going to spend that all on a one bed. Whereas now I'm thinking, I don't want to waste money on rent. Exactly. I'm going to try and get as cheap as possible with the best value, so that I can stash the cash and buy my dream villa.
That's exactly what I did. I refused to pay. That's why I live so far away. I'm like, I am not spending the money people are spending so that they can get everything delivered to them. No. Nothing delivers to me, but I just would rather have my costs much less day to day. And as long as we have a place to eat, we have a place to sleep, we have shelter.
Exactly.
My dogs have a garden and a dog house.
And literally people think, oh, I'm successful, whatever. There's been months, there's been life-changing money. I can't lie to you. Do I have loads of savings right now? Not as much as you think, because there's things that I've done, though, that are different that I could never do. I paid for my rent up front for the year. Okay. So I get a better deal. I get this. I have to pay for my license. I sponsor myself in this country, and that is 18,000 dirham a year.
That's intense.
That is not money that is play around money, Exactly. So I think in June, with my rent and my license all at the same time, I was forking out 80,000 dirham just for that. Then my dad's like, where's your savings? I'm like, there. There's my savings.
Exactly.
So you've always got to save for a rainy day, because you just don't know with content creation when, and I think I'm getting to that point where the anxiety of only having one stream of income is getting to me too much.
I feel you.
Yeah. I've got ideas, and I'm going to start branching out into little 𝐾𝐨𝐲 adventures. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited.
I
can't wait to follow all of it.
So that'll be my next step, is venturing out into other areas. So I just haven't got one stream of income, because that's worrying, sometimes.
Yeah, and you have people relying on you. It's a business.
I do. Built. Yeah. So I do have a few people relying on me, and you can't just be like, oh, no, I can't pay you this month,
because you don't like that for yourself, so you don't want to put other people through that.
They always, and if luckily I've never had a month where I've been like, oh my God, I can't pay. It's just getting more and more and more, which is great. But I think you've got to take this opportunity now. I don't know if I've peaked. I can't tell you. 1 minute I think I've peaked in my blogging career, and then it goes more. And I'm like, when am I peaking? I don't know, So this could be my peak. I don't know. Are people going to get bored of me? I don't know, So you've got to use that opportunity now. If this is your, people listen to you, and you've got a really great community that you've built, let's use that even more. Expand. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what was your childhood like?
Happy, really happy.
I'm happy to
Yeah, I grew up in the countryside. Like,
I love that.
I went to like a church primary school, like a really good Christian primary school. It was so small, like literally. Weirdly, I'm really good in cities. Like, I seem to always build myself up in a city, and it's weird because I come from literally a tiny little countryside. I am not from a poor background. I can't be like, oh, I had like a really hard upbringing. No, I had everything my dad and mum could provide for us. Not rich, but everything they could do within their means, you know. Like,
yeah, that's such a blessing.
Yeah, I had a good education. My dad and mum don't come from like university background or anything. My dad works for Network Rail on the railway. My mum's a nurse. Both like,
oh, nice. My sister's a nurse.
Yeah. So my mum's a mental health nurse, and they're both like quite physical, demanding jobs that, you know, you're never going to be a millionaire with them. But my dad was really hot on education. He wanted us to all have a degree. I think I'm the first person in our whole family, like, ever to get a degree.
Oh, wow.
Like, ever. So, yeah, like, none of my cousins have it. Yeah, like, the generations I know, I'm the first person to have got a degree. So that was something my dad really wanted to do.
Yeah, that's such a big achievement.
Yeah. Was it a waste of money? Well, now it is, but no, it wasn't. So... yeah, I have to do, like, I did a careers fair before, and I was like, a career, which is so weird, a blogger is a career, and I had to talk to the kids.
I saw that was in school, and you printed out a banner.
I saw such good memory. Yeah, like I
do.
I put loads of effort in. I got like a big banner printed, and the kids were like surrounding me. They were like, I want to be a blogger when I grow up. And I remember being a teacher, and the kids would say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they say, I want to be a YouTuber. And you'd say to them, that is a waste of time. What a silly job. Think of something else. And actually, no. That is actually, you know, I'm not, can I say? I definitely earn a lot more than I did when I was a teacher now, you know, like a lot more. And it just shows you, okay, my degree is not wasteful. I was saying to the kids, you still do need to do a degree or something, so you've always got your backup or that career.
And also education is armor.
Exactly. And I never would have come to Dubai if I hadn't been a teacher, because that's what they were looking for at the time, as a skill set. So, you know, your degree and job could get you somewhere that you don't know, and then you could build something off of that, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, my childhood was really happy. I have two sisters. Yeah, we got a golden retriever. Oh, yeah, we always had retrievers in our life. We had two. And yeah, we were just a really happy family. We just grew up in the countryside, went for walks every day after dinner, you know. Yeah, just really happy. Went Disneyland a lot. Like, whenever my dad could, he took us to Disney.
That's so sweet. That's so special. I love that you had that.
Yeah, I have a very good family, and we're still really close now. Like, you probably see on Instagram, when I go home, I'm always doing stuff for my mom, my dad.
Yeah. I think it was someone's birthday, and you went to brunch, and you're like, where's the rest of it?
Yeah. But apparently that's really good in England. I was just like,
I had the same reaction, because like everything here is so extravagant. So I remember I was in Valencia with a friend years ago, like pre-COVID, and she's like, oh babe, we're gonna go to brunch, and I'm like, yes, I'm so excited. And then we get there, and it's like 3 scones, and I was like, I love scones, but like, where's the rest?
And apparently that's a good brunch. Like, the girl actually that owns it, she's really sweet. She actually follows me. Like, what's happened is my hometown, people have started to cotton on what I'm doing. Okay. And now I go home, people are like, hey, I love your page, I know you, which is really cute.
That's so nice.
And the girl that runs that brunch, she was lovely. And honestly, the brunch was really good in like English version. Yeah. But like, when I was like comparing it to Dubai, you know, I could take this idea, put it in England and smash it, you know, like, but then it just costs a bit more, and I don't know if people in England at this moment in time have this money to splash on brunches like that. Yeah.
True. There is a lot more disposable income here, I feel.
There is. Whereas in England, the things are a little bit more tight, you know. Like, so I think the brunch was about £40, which is about 200 dirham. So what you're going to get for that, you got unlimited pins, Prosecco, and then like a big sharing platter thing with, you know, but I was just like, oh, that's it, is it? I was like, wow, this is different to what I'm used to, but, you know.
Round 2.
Yeah, England humbles you.
Yeah, it does.
Big time.
Every time I travel, I'm so grateful to be from here, live here, and have my life here. And every time I travel, it's a great experience. But when I come back, I'm like, alhamdulillah.
Like the check-ins, the check-in, the late checkout, like early check-in, that doesn't exist. It's like, I went back to another hotel in England recently, and it was like check-in, and there was a huge queue. And the man was like, so everyone, it was 3 p.m, which is normal check-in time. So everyone, we can't check in. We've got no cleaners. They're off sick. So it's taking long enough so you just have to wait here. And everyone was like...
I remember I couldn't get my laundry done when I was like traveling around Europe. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Late checkout
setting.
is not
Yeah.
10 a.m. in Italy.
Yeah.
Literally 11 a.m. in England. And my sister went, oh, that's good. I went, 11 a.m. Like, she's like, oh, that's really good.
It's like,
11 a.m. checkout. And I was like, this is not good. Like, you know.
And the hospitality, like it's in the culture, the hospitality here.
Yeah.
So it's just amplified even more because we just want to be the best at everything. So.
And like I was saying to you before we start the podcast,
Yeah.
like, I'm not saying, you know, I'm getting a bit of a name for myself, and it's nice. I'm going out in Dubai and people are treating me so nice in these restaurants. And
Yes.
if I've got a collaboration with a hotel, they don't do checkout till 6 p.m. the next day, you know.
Ooh.
And then I'm in England, I'm like, having to be humble. Like,
Yeah, you're like,
thank you so
I
much.
guess we can leave at 11.
Yeah.
Ew.
I was like, okay. So yeah. Like,
I wanted to catch the sunset again. What is this?
yeah, like it's weird. So, you know, I even had one hotel collab and they were so nice. And you know what? I've actually stopped doing 1-day hotel collabs.
Yeah.
So, because basically when you do a collab with a hotel, they literally send you an itinerary of everything you've got to cover. You wouldn't believe it. It's like breakfast, massage. Okay, it sounds great, but it's, as a content creator, it's quite intense. It's like 11 a.m. massage, 1 p.m. lunch, 3 p.m. afternoon tea, 6 p.m. dinner. And you're like, how am I going to do all this stuff? But you try. You're like, you know. And I've now started asking for 2 days so that I haven't got to cram everything in because it's really not enjoyable.
Yeah.
And there was one hotel that I didn't do that with. And I got there and it was really, you know, a lot to cover. And I just messaged him. I said, guys, like, I don't think I'm going to cover everything I want to cover. Is there any way we could just have one more night? And they literally have let me have one more night.
That's good.
And I thought that was really
I'm glad you
nice.
set that boundary and you were self-aware and you were like, I need this for myself and also to promote them better.
Yeah, like I hadn't caught enough sunset shots, and I think people think you're a blagger and you just want more time, but I really, really wanted to capture sunset. I like I said, I'm a perfectionist. I want to be able to get everything and not be rushed for time and think I can't do that because of that, you know. Even car collabs, sometimes they're like, oh, we'll give you the car for a day, and I'm like,
Oh, we
how
minimum.
you want me, I want to go to the pub, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like I was like, I need the car for like 2 or 3 days if I want to get all the content I want to get.
Yeah.
But they just don't understand sometimes. I'm like,
just set it for them. Set that boundary, and then you know you just be unapologetically yourself, and more will come to you.
yeah, I've started to be a bit more like, you know.
Exactly.
And then if they don't want to give, they don't want to give you the car for 2 days, or they don't want to do that, and then I'm like, be on your head, you know.
Exactly.
The content's not going to be as good. It's your decision, you know. Because I had one with a car collab and they were really good. They gave it to me for like 2 days, but I wanted to make a day in a life, and I didn't fake it. It was like I took the car, I went for breakfast, I went to get my nails done, I went to the gym, and I needed the car for 2 days to do like stuff like that.
The little things.
Yeah, and I was like, if you just like let me have it, I can do a better job, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They need to trust the process, like even with like, because you're a creative person, for creating all this content, and like anytime, like if I've ever had to like redo my hair, which is dangerous, but like redo my hair or get a makeup artist or even like commission art or something like that, I'm like, just do what you want. I'm like, feel me out and do what you want.
They know best. I always feel like
exactly. And people need to trust you to do that. And you know, I feel like also when people get to know you, because with the short form videos you do, people don't get to know who you are. And that's also part of the reason why like I wanted to have you on the show as well, is just so people get to know you, because now they know that you're genuine, you do the research and everything like that. So
a lot of people do, they come for you and they're like, I went to this and this, and I'm like, do you not read the T's and C's when you book something? Like, you know.
Exactly.
I just had someone recently comment and it was like, you don't I tried to book this birthday brunch and they told me, because in the video I said like, you can even get a free birthday. And then the caption, I'm like, you've got to be a group of 5 or more, because this company are giving you a free cake, they're giving you a balloon. This person was like, it was just me and my friend and they wouldn't give us a cake. I'm like, I put invite more friends, make more friends. Like, shrug, make more friends. But you're rude. I was like,
no, it's like,
I can be.
Yeah, well, if she's going to completely, like, you created the content, but it's not your responsibility if they don't provide.
I write on it. I write back. And my manager always tells me, Cora, sometimes I have to delete stuff. But I like to be cheeky and use wit. And I was like, what did I say?
Like, you troll the trolls.
I troll the trolls back. And I'm like, this ain't a complaints forum, hun. I do that quite a lot. I'm like, go complain to someone that cares, because it ain't on my content.
1-800, I don't care.
Yeah, like I remember doing one with another brand. It's like, well, this happened to me at this time. I was like, this has nothing to do with my video.
Yeah.
Go tell them, like, everyone's going to have some bad experience, 1%, you know.
Exactly.
But, you know, just go away. Like, get better things to do.
Exactly.
Either spread positivity or don't be on my page. Like,
100%.
My block list is bigger than Santa's naughty list, to tell you that. I have no shame in blocking people.
Yeah,
like,
same. I'm a big on blocking.
Massive, me too.
I'm big on
out.
The trolls get blocked, and also just in real life, I'm like, if I don't vibe with you, block and block
Yeah, I've had people that have, I wouldn't do it on a first occasion. I'd say I've got a bit of patience. Like, I'd let someone do something once horrible to me. I would think, maybe they're having an off day. I might even let them do it twice and think, that was weird. Maybe, you know, third time, I'm not even going to talk to you about it. I'm blocking you.
Exactly.
You're getting blocked, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to, I don't need to have that conversation with you because as an adult, you should know what you've done wrong.
Exactly.
And I think I'd rather block someone. The wrath of my mouth can be very bad. What I can say to someone is evil, and I know that. I have all the things in my head, and I just, if you're a bit intelligent or smart, I think you, I'm not saying I'm smart, but I think
you're quicker.
I can think of things that are really nasty really quickly. So I think I better just, no, my dad's always said it's my problem. He's like, you and your mouth, you can be so horrible sometimes. I'm like, I know. And my boyfriend says the same. He's like, you can say really horrible stuff. So I stop. So I have to like block them.
Yeah.
So I don't say anything horrible.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know?
Honestly, it's for their self-preservation and yours.
Yeah, I think I'd rather not say something horrible to you. I'd rather block you and let's just move away from each other. We don't need to have this conversation. You're just a mean person.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Yeah.
That's not very, like, I don't like mean people. I don't like bullies. I don't like trolls.
Yeah.
No, none of
users.
that.
I get a lot of users sometimes.
Story of my life.
Yeah.
It's like they misunderstand kindness for being able to use.
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, I've kept my circle really tight. I wouldn't say I make new friends, which is really bad to say. Bloggers, yes, I think you're in the same boat. We can be friends. But a lot of people...
many acquaintances. Yeah. Necessarily close.
A lot of friends, like, you'll make friends with them, and then they're like, oh, yeah, I want to be a content creator too, or I want to do this.
And then
like,
you realize the intention behind the friendship.
Well, you really wanted to be my friend, or did you just want to, like,
that's
so
not very nice.
All my old friends that I knew from day one, who actually helped me be where I'm at now, I hang on to them more.
Of course.
They're more genuine. I know they're my friends from day one, you know. Yeah.
And it's tough to make friendships in adulthood.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much harder for women. And I've noticed that, like, specifically with men as well, it's so hard to find, like, a genuine friendship and a connection.
Yeah. That's why my boyfriend's so good, because we're like best friends as well.
Yeah.
So
that helps.
Yeah.
It helps if you're friends with each other.
Yeah, we're like best friends all the time. So we stick together, and I love that. He's just like my rock, and I feel like I don't need anyone else.
Yeah.
Apart from my best friends, I do have best friends here, but like that's it. I just need my besties and him, and that's it. Like,
Exactly. Because I remember I had like a big series of friendship breakups. It was like brutal. Bam, bam, bam. Like, everyone was out of my life.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just need my husband and my 3 dogs. I'm good. No new friends. That's it.
Yeah.
And then that's when somebody really amazing came into my life as a friend. And I was like, that's so nice.
Yeah, I feel like if you've got the same vision, and you know, you just have to be a bit more careful, I'd say, which is a bit sad.
It's true.
And I'd say I've got a bit more social anxiety now as well. So
yeah, because you want to know what, like, just tell me what you want. What you really want.
And when I go into like busy places, and this sounds really bad, I'm not gonna be that person on camera that's like, everyone knows who I am. But in Dubai, I'm saying a fact, okay? This is a fact. Most places that I go now, on average, 1 to 2 to 3 people, I would say, would come up to me and say, you're that girl from Instagram, hi, you know?
Yeah.
Especially British places like the Euros, when I went to watch football and stuff. So now it makes you a little bit more paranoid when you're going out and about. Like, my friends notice it more than me. I'll just put my head down, and then they'll go, I think that girl knows, she's looking at you. She's looking at you. They'll do this. They'll do like a look and a double look. And then, honestly, guys, if you see me out, just come and say hi. Because it's a lot weirder giving me free looks. And then I'm thinking, have I got a bogey on my face or something, you know?
Just
like,
check your nose.
Yeah, like, do I look... You know, like, what is wrong? And I'm like, what's weird? Weird. And then they'll send me a message after and be like, hi, I saw you. Or they'll never do that. And you're like, you just made me feel really awkward and anxious. I would so rather someone just come up and say, if you recognize me off Instagram, just come and say hi.
Especially if you have something nice to say.
Yeah. If I have something horrible to say, don't come. Please.
Exactly,
like,
don't.
No, most don't. I'm really lucky. My followers are like, honestly fantastic. Like, they are the most supportive. I'd call it a cult, not even a following anymore. Like, they are a strong old cult of strong, independent, sassy women, you know. And I love that, and I honestly thank them so much for getting, like, without you guys I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing, you know. So
cute.
I love my followers so much.
And you mentioned your boyfriend, so how did you two meet?
Okay, so I can talk about it a bit because we're getting quite serious now. So I'm not even mid-tier a year, but I feel like things just move faster when you're a bit older. Like, I just think if you know it's right, you know?
Yeah.
So I live in a hotel apartment, and we actually met. He was on holiday, and he was in the swimming pool.
Nice.
And he actually, we ended up chatting in the swimming pool, and he was on holiday with a big group of friends, and they were really fun, and they invited us out with them that night because my sister was also visiting, so we were kind of like on vacay mode as well.
Okay.
So she was like,
so that's nice. Your sister met him as well.
Yeah.
Does she like him?
She loves him.
Green flag.
Yeah. And she's fussy. My middle sister is so fussy. She like slates everyone. I feel like she doesn't like many people, and she's like, No, mum and dad, he's so nice. If you got to know him, like,
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm happy it aligned that way.
Yeah, and she actually said the other day, like, if she found someone with the qualities that my partner has, she was like, you should just marry him. Like, he's so fun and nice. And
Yeah.
I have like a close friend story of like 50 of my friends, and I put like, we could be TikTok famous. I swear to God, we could be TikTok famous. The amount of funny videos I make with us two, and it all goes on my close friend story, and everyone gets to see them. So it's like a really nice side that everyone gets to see. I'll add you. You want to see? You want to be part of it? I'll add you.
I accept.
I'll add you.
I feel so honored.
And I know you'd love to see it. And he's really funny. He's so supportive. We've become like best friends. Like,
That's a blessing.
yeah, I don't want to out him too much, but like, he does so much for me to make this work, because it's a really difficult, it's not a job, it's a lifestyle, and it's very difficult to be part of. You're never going to be, I'm always going to be in the limelight. You're going to be slightly behind. But he does get loads of benefits. He gets to go out all for free all the time, go on holidays together. We've traveled together, you know, we've had a really nice time.
It's good. And it's good that you can travel together, because you always know somebody better when you're traveling with
It's
them.
so much better. So we actually got thrown in the deep end. So he was on holiday, in October. He went back home, and then he came. He was like, I want to see you again. I thought it was just going to be like a fling, you know?
Yeah, it's like
cool.
your holiday fun.
Yeah, I really did like him. He's a really tactile person, which I love. So it's very... I'm quite needy, I'd say, as a girl. I feel like we all are. And it's really hard to find a man that I've always asked for more attention or more love. Like, they don't give me enough, but he gives me too much.
You were just asking the wrong person.
Yeah, he gives me too much, actually, where I'm like, you're suffocating me. But no, he gives me so much that I don't need to ever ask. And
That's good.
Yeah. And I remember he was like, I want to come see you again. I just want to come back. I want to see you. And he booked a flight for the January. And then I got invited on a cruise around the Middle East.
Oh, I remember seeing that as well. Yeah.
And I was like, can you just move your flight 2 days before? Because everyone was back at work. It was like January the 1st. So I know all my teacher friends, they went back like the 2nd or the 3rd this year. And it was a 5-day cruise. And I said to him, do you want to come on a cruise with me? That's literally, we'd only met a week on him on holiday, went away for 3 months, and then went on a cruise together.
Nice.
And it just worked. Like, he was
When
amazing.
it clicks, it clicks.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like, we had no choice to like each other. If we hate, it could have happened bad, but like,
Yeah,
we were
because you're
in a
stuck on
cabin.
a cruise ship.
In a cabin with each other, like a small room. Like, you're stuck on a cruise ship with each other, imagine.
Yeah.
But we just vibed. Like, we felt like it was like Titanic. Like, it was so cute. Like,
I just
honestly.
watched that the other night,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I
It was
love
like
this love.
Titanic. It was so romantic.
I love that.
We would just get like red wine every night because it was all included, and we'd go sit on the deck and find quiet sunbeds and laugh and drink red wine all night. And we went to Oman, Qatar, and like we had a really good time. And you know,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you had that, because I love love.
yeah.
I never used to, but I love love.
Oh, love is love. I'm addicted to love, actually.
Yeah.
I've had many relationships. Like, I love love, and that's my problem, I think, in life. Yeah.
Yeah?
Love is good. Yeah, really good. If you're getting right, it can make your life so much happier.
Oh, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like it's important to find a partner who calms your nervous system. Like, Andy nearly, like, he puts me to sleep in the best way, like, because I'm so wired, and he calms my nervous system. I'm like, yes.
Some examples are like someone I've been trolled before. I'm so used to it now, but before it really got to me. People would call you fat, you're a pig, you're Miss Piggy, you're this. Like, I've actually blocked some words. I've had to block them because people are so horrible.
No,
just
that's
in
terrible.
my like other content creators, we all get it. I've spoken to people, we all get it. But there's been times it's just got to me, and I've been like sat like in the bathroom, like literally sobbing, like unconsolably. Yeah, like and he's just been so good. He's just been like, you are beautiful, you are this, and he will literally talk me through it. And he's literally the only person, if something goes wrong, I'm like, guess what, this happened, you know. And some comments really get to me, like they really do. I just wish,
Yeah, it's awful.
write nice things on the internet, guys. If you're not, you're a loser. Okay,
Exactly.
like,
Just mean.
yeah, you think people don't read it? Like, even Beyonce, you probably think she doesn't read it. I guarantee you, they are watching.
It
their
reaches.
comments. They are.
It reaches.
And if especially if it's a lot of comments like that, same thing. Like, I know I'm overweight. I do look in the mirror, duh. Like, I'm not stupid. There are things, you know, if I wanted to, I can get on some injections and be skinny like that. But I don't believe in that. I believe in trying to do it the right way, you know, and not kind of cheating my life away, you know. So I'm not stupid. I do look in the mirror. It's just everyone's addicted to something. Some people are addicted to smoking. Some people are addicted to this. My problem is food, you know. I love food.
I love food.
I love healthy food. I love bad food, and I love a lot of it.
Yeah.
And it consumes my mind. Like, it's my addiction, I would say, you know.
Same.
So,
I love to eat.
my lungs are healthy. They're not full of tar, but my
Exactly.
cholesterol's high. Which one do you want, My liver's working fine because I barely drink now. Yeah. So, I barely drink. I have like one or two now places because we go out so much. I could technically be drunk every single night, but so I only have one or two, or sometimes none at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I've loved getting to know you this episode. Thank you so much.
I could talk forever. I'm sorry. I'm like,
No, I love it. Don't worry about it. I loved getting to know you because I get you in 1-minute doses online, right? And then it's like I go to your page to like find where to go, what to do.
Yeah.
Okay, where's the best deal? I love a good deal.
Yeah. Me too.
So I just like the fact that I got you in a bigger dose.
Yeah.
Because I always get like micro bits of you.
I try on my stories and I'll start to a bit more comedy content, maybe like you see my family in England, because people are starting to want to know everything about you and they're so interested by it. I know when I show my family and stuff, watch time's really good. People just want to know about you. So I try to put a little bit more about my life, but my content is doing things to Dubai, so you're not always going to get like the inside of me. You're going to get like what I enjoy doing, what we're doing, because even now, like the team, they want me to start creating vlogs and talk more about my life, and I was like, no. I'm like, I want to keep the moments that I have with my husband, with my sisters, with my mom, with my dogs, because we have some funny moments with everyone. I just want to keep that, and I'll give as much as I can, but I just want to preserve some of that. I agree. And actually, like, I don't want to put my partner on social media for that reason.
Exactly.
And my family are just a little bit when I go to UK, but I'm quite protective of people. Like, if I tag my friends in stories, I have to say to them, do you want to be openly tagged or hidden tagged? Because you're going to get followers. If I tag you, you are going to get... I will tag the restaurant.
And you don't know what kind of followers.
Yeah. My best friend, she's literally got about 1,000 unrequested creeps in her she's just like all from my Instagram, because whenever I've made videos of her or tagged her. So I protect my friends and family a lot. I'll tag them, but I'll swipe it out so they can't see it. And same with my partner. People have started to work out a little bit about us, He's not English. I don't like English guys. Sorry. It started at 22. I dated a half Moroccan guy and I never went back. Like, I don't like white British men, okay? So, sorry. It's just not for me, you know? And people have started to work out little bits, and I did like a not gonna lie. Now, not gonna lie. You've heard of it, yeah?
No,
or not?
what's that?
So people could ask you anonymous questions.
Okay.
And there was no way of me finding out, because I've tried, and there was some deep stuff there.
Okay.
And I refused to not answer every single one. I got every single one answered, Okay. And there was stuff there. Just because my boyfriend isn't English, stuff like, he's looking for a visa. Are you worried about your man looking for a visa? Are you worried about this? Like, guys, you are racist. Like, just because my boyfriend's not English, you're always going to get that.
It's because, so it's their reflection of what they think of for themselves.
Yeah.
So they would assume that for themselves, and that's what they project onto you.
Yeah, and this is not the first Arab guy I've dated. It's not. Like, my past in England, I was with someone, we were going to get married. We were together like 3 years. We were really happy. Our differences, unfortunately, didn't match. So our culture couldn't combine. Whereas I know many successful relationships where you can combine your
totally.
cultures.
Even for me, I'm in a mixed race marriage.
Exactly. Like, people are just so judgmental, I find, for that still. I feel that's still something I'm breaking a little bit. And it's like, I said to my partner, when that not gonna lie happened, and there was a few weird questions like, do you reckon he's looking for a visa? He was actually heartbroken, and he was like, I would never go on social media even if you paid me £1 million, just so you know. Like, I never want to be on that. To see what you go through daily. Yeah. And even he's experienced a little bit of it now. Like, it ruined his whole day, I tell you now. Them questions.
It sucks. Like, I've gotten some troll comments. Like, some people call me a useless hijabi or something.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm just like, there's so much brain under this, guys.
Yeah.
But it's just the misconceptions. And, for me, like, I'm on a weight loss journey at the moment. And for a point in time, I was really quite big, and just my joints were hurting. That's how heavy I got.
Yeah.
Girl, it sucks.
It does, yeah.
So one of the biggest hindrances for me to even start a podcast or be even more on social media, other than posting educational content about air traffic control, I was like, I don't want people to call me fat.
Yeah.
Because I'm already so insecure about it. I don't need that, you know? And then all the comments were more about me wearing hijab over my weight. And I was like, oh.
Weird. Yeah. There's always going to be something.
There's always going to be something.
No matter if you're the most beautiful person. Like, I know a singer in Dubai, and she's so beautiful. And honestly, you couldn't pick one flaw about her. And she reached out to me. She was like, Coral, even no matter if you're perfect, they're still going to find something. So that's one thing I learned. Like, at the time, my weight is like my biggest thing. But actually, if I was skinny, what are you going to say about me then? Like, one person said once about my tooth, like, because it's like here. And I was like, do you know what? I've learned to literally love myself from the inside and out. And I honestly don't give what anyone says. Like,
good.
You do have to love yourself.
You do have to have
that thick skin. You're only going to learn. One person said to me, actually, my old boss, he was really smart. And he said to me, like, the more successful you are, the more hate you're going to get. And that made me
so
think.
True.
Yeah. And now when I get hate, I'm like, I'm more successful today, you know? Exactly. Like, it just means I'm doing better, you know?
Trolls equal fame.
Yeah, trolls equal fame. And it was a weird time for me. I remember, like, I think around 50,000 followers. Because when you've got a little small group, everyone's like your supporter, you know?
And then
you start to reach the For You page. You're starting to reach viral. You're starting to, you know, and then people are like, you're fat. And I'm like, and that really got to me. There was a point that, like, I'd say a month, it really got to me. And now I'm like, I don't care. And people have noticed I've put about 20 kg on since starting 𝐷XTV.
Okay.
It's like, eat out for a living, guys. Like, I am trying that food for you. Like, I do try it.
You know what? I was at work the other day and there was one of the guys. So, like, I had my student. Oh, she's so sweet. I love her. I have my student and she went out. She got me noodles. And then the guys also ordered food and they got some for me. And then I brought some food in as well because I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then I walked into the kitchen. I was like, oh, I'm just overwhelmed. Like, everyone's trying to feed me. And like, oh, and then everyone always has something to say about my weight. And the guy goes, well, you don't have to eat all of it. And I was like,
no. It's always old ugly men.
I'm like, I am going to just walk out of the kitchen now and pray for you. Because that's all I can do legally. Like, how rude. And it's just, you know, like, I was just expressing myself. It's not like I was, I don't know, like, I don't know why it had to be such a rude comment. And it's somebody that I thought I was friends with. And I was like, you're so mean, not nice.
That's one thing I've learned actually about different cultures is they're quite, living in the UK, if you said, oh, you're looking a bit, you know, you would be, that is something you just don't say to someone. It's so rude. Whereas different cultures here, working with such a mix of range from different people. I remember being a teacher and like, we have periods. Girls have periods, by the way, yeah? So
shocker.
Shock. And like 1 week before I'm about to come on, right? I'm looking like a pregnant lady. I'm looking 9 months, right?
And I know grumpy as well.
And I know I have a big blow. And at that time, like I remember being in the staff room doing some printing and some lady, she was like, a cleaner there. She's like, excuse me, miss, excuse me. And I was like, yeah, I'm always nice, you know. Are you pregnant? And I was like, I get it all the time. I had my nails done, you know, it wasn't a collab. I paid to get my nails done somewhere. I'll never go back because the lady, like, it's not her fault, but I was literally due on again. And she was like, how many months? And I couldn't actually understand what she said.
Why do people ask?
How many months? And I was like, sorry? Again? How many months? And I was like, no, I'm just fat. And it just, honestly, like, we sat there so awkwardly. And I'd never go back there again. Like,
yeah, it's me.
Don't ask people if they're pregnant or not. Like,
exactly.
You know?
It's none of anyone's business.
No.
Like, unless you bring it up, none of anyone's business.
Yeah, maybe I am. Who knows? I'm not actually, but like, you know, I want to have a baby like within the next couple of years. So, you know, we'll see.
You.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming to that. So if we were to press fast forward in your life, how do you envision that?
Okay, so I'm 33. I used to say by the time I'm 30, now it's by the time I'm 40. You know, by the time I'm 40, I would like some children. And I want to have a dream villa. I want to have my dream villa in Dubai.
What is dream villa? Beach house? Villa with like greenery?
Just a nice villa and a nice community. I'm not asking for much.
Okay.
Just like 3 or 4 beds, you know. I just want to have
just come be my neighbor here.
Yeah. I need to be in Dubai, unfortunately, because my life is like, I've got to be so close to Dubai, unfortunately, like annoyingly. So either there. Yeah, either there or in the UK. I can't decide.
Okay.
I think whichever market crashes first and is the biggest crash. Because like, I feel like it used to be the other way around. It was like UK was really expensive to buy a house and Dubai was cheaper. Now actually, at this point in time, you can get for your money, it's reversed.
Okay.
So like, for example, 2.5 million. I live in, I don't want to say actually, no. But there are places you can get literally a little townhouse in Dubai. It's like a 1-bed townhouse with a little garden, right?
Okay.
For like 2.5 million dirham.
That's really expensive.
Exactly. If you convert that into British pounds, my dad lives in a really nice place in the UK on like a little island off just the southeast England. And you can get like the most beautiful house by the beach, a huge house, like 4-bedroom for that money. And I just think, I know what I'd rather have, you know? So it's about I'm going to stash the cash. My next dream, like, I think 3 or 4 years, I'll have my dream home. But I just need to, need to stop spending, not stop buying business class in Emirates. Emirates sponsor me.
Honestly, the rate you got wasn't bad.
It was really good, right?
It was a very good rate.
It was.
I've spent nearly 5 times that for a similar leg.
Yeah.
So you did good.
And everyone's like, you should get a credit card and earn the points. I cannot be trusted with a credit card. Like,
if you feel you can't be trusted,
no.
preserve yourself.
Yeah. I was like, I only just got myself out of debt at like 32. Like, a lot of the money I made wiped debt. So I'm like literally debt free, apart from a student loan.
That's a very big accomplishment.
Yeah, I'm debt free. I've got nothing. I paid off a car in England. I've got a little car sat there.
Yeah.
I have got 2. I rent a car here. So I've technically got 2 cars. You know, I have a nice apartment, quite central to Dubai. It's not as bougie as I want, but I am I'm the breadwinner. I rent the apartment, you know, so, you know, yeah. So, yeah. That is, yeah. That's my dream. Yeah, a few kids. I would like a big family. Obviously, fertility is a slight issue. You know, I'm 33. Okay. I had the AMH test done last year.
Yeah, I did mine as well, like a couple months ago.
Yeah, and mine was slightly on the lower side, like 1.6.
Okay.
So it's slightly lower. It's not enough for IVF yet, but below 1 is IVF.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So like IVF level, like to try and start. So yeah, obviously they always say you've got this level, but you can get pregnant magically. You know, people have a 0 chance of having a kid than they do. But so I've got that in my head. You know, I think it's more important for me to start thinking about having kids within like the next year or so. If I want a big family, which I do, I want like.
What's big in your?
Oh yeah, in England, like 3 kids.
Okay, I was like, what is a big family?
Yeah, no, in England, 3 kids. It's a big family, you know. Because I'm one of 3, I would really love that, you know, if I could.
Yeah, because I think you're 3 sisters as well, right?
Yeah, so we're like the Kardashians, we call ourselves. Because we like food and we're all a bit chunky.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
So we're all like blonde. Well, we were blonde growing up. We were all quite glamorous. We all like to look after ourselves. We come from a place called Essex. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah, I know Essex.
Yeah, when I had to explain to my boyfriend what Essex girls were like, I tried to explain it. I
think I had a personal trainer from Essex and I was like, cool.
Yeah. I was like, we all like to dress up.
We're so bougie and stunning.
Yeah, like we all like makeup. We like to look after ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
We are known to be a bit out there. You know, the girls are a little bit, you know, what's the word? I don't know how to say it. But we're not all like that. It's just stereotype blonde hair, white stilettos, pink dyed bodycon dresses. But it's quite a glamorous place, I'd say, where we dress up nicely and like, you know. So me and my sisters are all really close in age. My mum had 3 under 4.
Oh, okay.
Which is also what I want to do. If I'm going to do it, I'm banging it out. Like, yeah. I don't care how hard it is. I'll work with it. I had 30 kids in the class. It'll be fine.
This is just a fraction of that.
Yeah. So I'll boom, get it done and have 3. You know, that's what I want. Yeah. Same.
Oh, beautiful.
That's the plan.
Thank you for sharing.
No,
I really appreciate that. I'm so happy I got like more of you today because again, I can, like I said, it's always just like I get you for a minute online and then I'm like, all right, that's where I'm going. Boop, close the page. So thank you for sharing. It means a lot. And you know, you supporting the podcast in its early stages as well means so much to me. So thank you.
No, thank you for your support. Honestly, you've been like support from day one. So I really appreciate it as
thanks.
well. I give and take, you know, I'm that type of person. If I see give, I want to give back, you know.
Oh, that's sweet.
Of course.
I never did it with the intention of, oh, maybe one day I can take. It was just like, I was like, these people are mean to you. And I would just like hype you up. And then also if the trolls are attacking, I'm like, how could they say that to you? That's not nice.
I have some really great followers, honestly. Like,
that's
people
good.
are like, how could they say that? That 1%, unfortunately, we focus on the 1%, whereas actually
we forget all the nice. Yeah.
I did it the other day. I posted like really positive comments I got because we're quick to like out the badness. And actually, the daily comments I get from people, like, even yesterday, I went to Box the Car and there was like a new lady on the wall, like a superwoman. And I put, you know, I would love to look like that as I walk out. And someone messaged me and put, don't worry, she's just a meme. You're a queen. That is so nice. Yeah, like, you don't need to be a meme. You're just a queen. I was like,
love that.
Rhymes as well. Like, and that just made my day. But people don't always see the lovely, messages I get every day.
Maybe that's just putting out more positivity would be.
Maybe that's something I need to do.
Yeah.
Because you always focus on the negative and I'm like,
yeah. I do see that on a lot of people's social media. Like they always post the troll comments more so
than the positive.
Yeah.
And then I think sometimes that encourages trolls as well.
Yeah. They're like, I want to shout out.
Yeah. I had one the other day as well, some woman. And this just teaches people not to judge what content creators are doing in their own life, right? You know, and one woman, she wrote a really horrible comment and this one got to me. So it was about her being at a brunch where I was and about me and my partner, who's my videographer as well.
That's not nice.
And she wrote something really quite deep on a comment, and it was like
a public comment.
Very public on a post of mine, and put something like, you know what, I really used to like you, but seeing how you treated your videographer that day really makes me think different of you. You were so... She thought he was my videographer. He's my boyfriend.
So she was just like...
thought I was being like sassy, and we were actually having a little disagreement on my dress that day.
Okay.
It had a bit of boob out, and he was like, why did you wear that? Why did you wear it that way around? I actually twisted it the other way around because I thought it was a bit better. And it was a family brunch, and we were having a disagreement, and she thought I was being like condescending or rude to my videographer because I'm being like, oh, don't talk to me like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, just don't judge. And then I actually messaged her directly, and I was like, just so you know, like, that is my partner. Number one, we have good days and bad days. Mm-hmm. Number two, we were actually having an argument about my dress. It was nothing to do with the videography, you know, because she even put something like, oh, it was really awful watching you treat him like that. And I'm like the least person that would ever treat anyone like that.
Yeah.
I've had jobs where I've been a waitress. I've had those jobs, like, and I know how tough it is. So I just was really explaining to her, and she'd like writing a massive apology to me and stuff. And I was like, look, that's not the reason I'm here. I just want you to know you shouldn't judge people all the time by what you just see as a glimpse in public.
Exactly.
You know?
And people are very quick to judge.
They are very quick.
There's so much more going on.
Yeah. Like, she thought he was a videographer. I probably speak to him more worse than a video. No, I definitely speak to him worse. If it was a videographer, I'd be so nice. He gets the brunt because I'm like, you've done that shot 1,000 times. Like, you know how we speak to our partners sometimes. Yeah. I'm like, what is wrong with you? And like I said, I didn't want to explain this to her, but I do get a social anxiety in a really busy place now because I've got a job to do. I'm paid to do a job, and there's hundreds, especially brunches and stuff. You're the girl of Instagram, you're the girl of Instagram, and I've got a job to do. Yeah, I'm stressed, I'm sweating, I'm clammy, I'm having heart palpitations. So if you do see me looking a bit upset, I probably am. You know, because I find it really hard to do my job in a really busy place. Like, if I've got
it's intense, especially like the brunches. I feel like it's quite, there's so much going on already, and then you have to create all this content
without getting people in the background, getting the food. It's quite stressful. And I tried to tell people, like, if I've got a restaurant collab, I'll say, can I come? When's your quietest time? That's when I'll go and do it, because then people are watching you. And actually, you know, what's sad as well is my friends were always like, oh, you know, I didn't realize how many people in a room probably do know who I am from Instagram in Dubai, because them comments just show you people are watching you all the time. Maybe it's a lesson to myself. I can't actually be true to myself. Like, if I'm having a bad day with my boyfriend, I can't be like,
you have to filter. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to be a bit more like, I'm having a great day, you know, even if I'm not, because people are always watching.
Starting to pick up now.
Yeah.
Little celebrity.
I would rather take it back, I think. Yeah. It's a nice level, but just having like a 1% level of it shows me now I understand why celebrities go mental and stuff. Because I'm like, I get it. Like, if that's going to be your life, and imagine if everyone knew who you are, you couldn't even go out. Like, I actually get it now. I know why celebrities have mental breakdowns. Like, I see it. That's just intense. Having that 1% is like even a bit much. Yeah. I always say to my boyfriend, do you like it? And we'll be in the mall, and, you know, we want to be ourselves. We might want to hold hands. And,
and
you just think people are always watching. It's weird.
Yeah.
He says he doesn't like it, really. Yeah. Yeah, he's got to deal with that as well. We get DMs sometimes, creepy comments, men, and he has to deal with that. And
that's not nice.
Hard to take sometimes as a man.
That's intense.
Yeah. Half the time I just don't show him so that he doesn't get annoyed, you know. But he's got used to it now. We laugh about it. It's funny, if it's from like a really ugly old fat man, like, I'm not saying anything wrong with being fat, because I am, but if it's like some middle-aged man, like, he doesn't care. Then if it's a good-looking guy, he's like, who's that? What did he say? What did he write you? I'm going to look his Instagram. We're going to block him. So it's funny. I'm like, just because he's good-looking. Yeah.
Oh, intense. But thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
It really means so much that you took the time to do that and like share everything. So this is the end of this episode.
Okay.
So for everybody tuning in, I really hope you enjoyed listening to Coral's story. Her name is Coral, by the way.
Not Carol. Or 𝐷𝐸𝐵𝐻.
Yeah, or 𝐷𝐸𝐵𝐻, because
Carol. Oh, yeah. I get Carol a lot.
Oh, I got Jouhayna for the longest time. So yes. So I really hope all of you enjoyed this episode. A bigger dose of 𝐷𝐸𝐵𝐻 Coral, just the way that I did. It was so nice to hear your story. It's so good to hear how much time, energy, and effort that you put into content creation. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in. And anybody tuning in, Press Pause family, it would be very appreciated to hit like, subscribe, follow on depending on the platform you're tuning in on, and see you next week for the Verge Banter episode.